Hello everyone, Ken Angst, Hope Properties NV, the Angst Real Estate team. Hope this video finds everyone well. If you're new to our podcast or haven't been in a while, our podcast is very simple. We are covering everything with real estate in Northern Nevada and would love you to subscribe to our channel and like our videos. And if you do that, you get our content as we release it. This week we are actually covering the Reno Sparks Association of Realtors February 2021 market report. And then what we're going to do is reach into our crystal ball from the Angst Real Estate team, a unique perspective. And I have a few items that we're discussing with our clients and I'd like to share with everyone out there that is following on social media. So let's get started. The median home price for February 2021 was $450,000, up about 0.2% month over month, and up about 15% over the last 12 months. So we're still growing at a pretty healthy pace year over year. We are also kind of leveling out. So since November of last year, we're seeing prices for the median home price right around 450, plus or minus 1% on either side of that number. Number of units sold was around 380 to 379, down about 18% from the previous year and up about 1% from the previous month. Active inventory is hovering at historical lows. So as if you're a buyer and a seller, you know that the market's really tight. So 253 is very low for this time of year. It is up about 5% from the previous month and down a whopping 55%, or actually 52% from the previous year. The number that doesn't really make sense to me, but I mention it anyways. They kind of record it and I report on it, is the price per square foot. Median price per square foot in Reno Sparks area is $269. I'm not a huge fan of that number just because price per square foot jumps around neighborhood to neighborhood, street by street, and it's kind of unique to different houses that have different upgrades, so not a big fan of that. There were 443 listings in the month of February. That was up a good amount from the previous month, 17%, but down 17% from the previous year. And as many as you know, my buyers, what we're seeing is about 102% of asking price is what it's taking right now to get yourself into a property. It's kind of expected. So in the most cases, we're getting over 100%. Absorption rate is less than 1 month. So basically, if we don't have any new listings that come on the market, based on the number of units we're selling, we would run out of inventory in the Reno Sparks area in less than 1 month. So just keep in mind that number, we would love to see active inventory or absorption rates right around the 4 to 6 month range. And hopefully someday we will be back in that range. So buyers and sellers all are competing on equal ground. So the one thing I want to talk to everyone about is the seasonality of real estate in Northern Nevada. So on the whole, if you look over the average over the last 20 years since the 2000s, what you see is the number of listings drops significantly during the winter months. And when I say winter months, you're probably talking September, October, November, December, January, February, March. You'll see a steady decline in the number of listings that come on the market, very similar to what we have this year. Obviously, with COVID and there's some other extra stuff with the number of people moving here, it's a little bit more pronounced this year. But overall, the trend is on an annual basis that we will see a significant number of more listings will come on the market as we hit the spring months of April, May, June. So with that being said, two little notes that we're telling all of our clients. First, if you are a buyer, obviously we encourage you to keep looking and keep up the good fight and make offers on homes that make sense and are in your budget. But what we're telling everyone is not to get all freaked out if you're a buyer, because in our opinion, with the number of COVID cases dropping to less than 20 a day here in Washoe County, and also the positivity rate is falling into that 5 to 7%, I think there's going to be a lot more listings that hit the market as we come into the springtime and have warmer weather and we get kids on the other side of spring break. So that's good news if you're a buyer. So you need to be patient, and the world's not coming to an end. Now just keep in mind that I've been around real estate for a while now, unfortunately, or fortunately, however you look at it. And I remember in 2007, 8, and 9, we had over 20 months of inventory and you could not give your house away. So all things have to change. Whatever comes up must go down. And I think the pendulum is swung way the other way. So if you're patient as a buyer and rates kind of keep where they're at right now, they're in the low 3s. I still think that in the springtime and the summertime, there'll be more inventory to choose from. So you got to be patient. Now, on the flip side, if you are a seller, I think that if you are considering or need to move in the next 2 to 3 months, I highly recommend that you start looking at getting your house ready, and we've talked about this before, and getting it listed as soon as you possibly can, because the tight inventory, I think, is driving prices. Just to give you an idea, on a listing that we're about ready to get, I had to reprice it 3 different times last week. Because every time a listing comes on, what we're seeing is it's 5 to 10% higher than the previous sold ones, because that's just kind of how the market's going right now, just because there's kind of a little bit of panic that we're going to run out of housing, which I don't think necessarily is the case. But if you're a seller and you are thinking about selling the next 2 to 3 months, I would highly recommend you push up your timelines, get it on the market. And a lot of people are like, well, Ken, our house, and we have a lot of clients like this, where our house isn't going to be ready for another 2 or 3 months, and they're buying new. A lot of people are buying new home builds, a lot of our clients. And what are we going to do? Where are we going to live? Well, I'm here to tell you that there's such an appetite and demand for housing from people moving here from out of state and from people moving up, that most times you can get a nice rent back for 2 to 3 months. So you sell your house, get the highest price. In my opinion, the highest price is going to be here for this year in the next month or so. And then your house is closed, you have the funds, you do a little rent back, you are a renter, but the few $1,000s that you're going to pay in a rent back, and sometimes we're even seeing that buyers are so adamant about getting a house that they'll give you a deal on the rent. So take a look at that option if you're a seller. Buyers, be patient. I know that's a hard thing to say. I think there'll be more inventory as we get closer into spring. So if you guys have any questions about anything that has to do with real estate in Northern Nevada, want to check out a home, find out more about our team, I'm always available for coffee or lunch or Zoom meetings. Just give us a call. We'd love to talk to you about your situation. Until next time, next week, you guys have a fantastic week and go have a good one. Thanks.